Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into a pretty intense situation. Think high-stakes corporate warfare, but turbocharged with technology. Revenge is the name of the game.
It really is. And we're looking at a world where, honestly, hostile takeovers seem almost quaint now.
Yeah, this is different. This is tech being weaponized, code designed to make accountability just disappear.
Exactly. So our mission today, as we see it, is
Yeah.
to really understand the strategy behind this massive conflict that's playing out right now in Genoa City.
And we're digging into the latest reports, the spoilers, everything we could get our hands on.
That's right. And what they show is this, well, this convergence of crises. It's
Yeah.
quite something. Our deep dive is going to focus on three main things that are all connected.
Okay, what do we got?
First, there's this immediate, all-out war brewing between Victor Newman and Kane Ashby. Simultaneous attacks are planned.
Wow, okay.
Second, the fallout, the collateral damage this revenge scheming causes, especially for people like Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra. Their relationships are really taking a hit.
Right, the personal cost.
Precisely. And third, there's this interesting geographical shift happening. A whole new storyline kicking off in Los Angeles. It looks pretty significant.
So we're going to break all that down for you. We'll look at how this tech attack actually works, the ethical tightrope the lawyers are walking.
Or maybe falling off of.
Yeah, maybe. And definitely charting the personal destruction that happens when you mix these huge business schemes with really raw emotion. We want to give you the context you need to see why this round of vendettas might just be the most damaging one yet. Right, let's start with that first point, the simultaneous attacks. Because that's where things get, well, really interesting, strategically speaking. You got Kane and Victor both aiming for total destruction.
Right, and seemingly neither one knows the other is about to strike at the exact same time.
The timing is just incredible, or potentially disastrous.
Oh, absolutely. And Victor, he's operating his usual style, isn't he? Big, bold, scorched earth. The sources are clear. He's been talking about taking down Billy, Kane, and Jack Abbott all at once.
That's classic, Victor. Using money, influence, probably digging up dirt. The usual playbook.
Exactly. It's a huge undertaking, requires a lot of resources, but it's, conventional warfare in his world.
But Kane, he's playing a totally different game here. This isn't about hostile takeovers or stock manipulation.
Not at all. It's about, well, essentially digital sabotage. He tells Amanda Sinclair they're going ahead with this plan. And it's honestly kind of terrifying. Launching simultaneous cyber attacks.
On every major company in town.
That's what the sources say, using what's described as a sketchy AI program or an industrial cyber sabotage tool. It's a very specific, very dangerous approach.
So Victor's planning a street brawl, financially speaking,
Uh-huh.
while Kane is unleashing this technological ghost, something designed to hit from the inside out.
That's the crucial difference, yeah. Victor's expecting attacks he can see coming, more or less. Financial moves, maybe legal challenges. Kane's weapon is designed to bypass all that, to disrupt everything, data integrity operations, across the whole financial district, potentially.
And the reports suggest Victor is the one who's going to be blindsided, even though he's the one planning his own massive attack.
It seems that way, because he's looking for the enemy at the gates,
Right.
preparing for that frontal assault.
While Kane's weapon is designed to look like the call is coming from inside the house, like it originates within Victor's own company or his ally systems.
Precisely. It changes the whole nature of the fight. It's not about brute force anymore. It's about untraceable, deniable cyber assault. It's a major shift.
Which I guess brings us to the team Kane has assembled for this high-tech heist.
Yeah.
And who isn't on the team anymore.
Right. The stability, or maybe the instability, of Kane's little conspiracy group. And yeah, the big move there was kicking Billy Abbott off what they were calling Team Rebellion.
And Kane's reasoning for this, it's pretty sharp, actually. Almost cold.
It is. He told Amanda that Billy was just too emotional about his vendetta against Victor. That's the key phrase.
He called him a wild card, didn't he? Said he had too much emotional baggage.
Yep, had to go. Kane's making a strategic call there. He sees Billy's motivation, sure, but he doesn't see reliability.
Which, when you're planning something this illegal and complex...
Reliability is everything. You need calculated moves, plausible deniability. Billy brings volatility. He brings unpredictability.
Yeah.
And that's a massive liability when you're talking about, breaking major laws.
But isn't there a risk the other way? Billy knows things. He's connected. Kicking him out, doesn't that just guarantee he becomes this loose cannon? He might interfere, maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose.
That's definitely the gamble Kane is taking. He's decided that the risk of Billy messing up the plan from the inside is higher than the risk of Billy causing trouble from the outside.
So operational security trumps everything else. Cut out the unpredictable element entirely.
Seems to be his logic. Minimize the wild card factor by just removing the card from the deck.
And Phyllis Summers, who is still on the team, she points this out, right? She's worried about how Billy will react.
She is. She knows Billy. Knows how intense he is about getting Victor.
And Kane's response is just, Billy's going to be fine.
Yeah, very dismissive. Which, as you said, sounds like a ticking clock. You just know it's not going to be fine.
Not at all. Okay, so let's look at the actual meeting where Kane lays out the plan. He gets his co-conspirators together, Phyllis and lawyers, Amanda Sinclair and Michael Baldwin.
Right, in the train car. And it starts off almost comically with Michael and Phyllis bickering.
Like kids, yeah. Until Kane tells them to knock it off, they assure their new boss, as they call him, that they can behave.
But that little spat is just noise compared to what Kane actually tells them. He doesn't sugarcoat it.
No, he gets right to it. Warns Michael specifically, this involves breaking some laws.
Which is important. No ambiguity there. Everyone knows what they're signing up for. It's a criminal enterprise, plain and simple.
But the selling point, the thing that makes them overlook the massive illegality,
Is Kane's promise of safety. Total deniability. He assures them nobody gets in trouble, nobody's held accountable, nobody gets their hands dirty.
because of the tech, because of how this AI program works.
Exactly. This isn't just a standard hack. It's described almost like an industrial logic bomb. It executes the attack, disrupts data, maybe transfers funds, who knows exactly, but then
But it covers its tracks.
more than that.
Yeah.
It apparently constructs a false digital trail. It makes the whole thing look like it came from inside the company being attacked.
So like a crooked CFO suddenly wiring money offshore or an internal leak.
Something like that. It points the finger inward. It weaponizes the victim's own systems to create blame internally, erasing any trace of an external attack.
Wow. That's the perfect crime strategy, isn't it? Plausible deniability built right into the weapon itself.
It seems to be. It's not just about the damage. It's about framing the victim, making them look responsible for their own collapse.
Which explains why Kane frames the risk the way he does. He says, executing the plan won't be easy, but the payoff is going to be huge.
Right. The payoff isn't just money, though presumably there's a lot of that involved. It's also watching Victor's empire crumble, knowing there's zero evidence pointing back at them.
The technological alibi makes the immense risk seem worth it because it's supposed to be foolproof.
So if the tech is that sophisticated, the next question is, who do you trust with this? This incredibly volatile, very illegal plan.
Which brings us squarely to the lawyers involved, Amanda Sinclair and Michael Baldwin. And their, let's call it flexible ethics.
Flexible is one word for it. It's fascinating that Michael Baldwin, Victor's former fixer for decades, is actually surprised that Amanda, another lawyer, is so willing to jump into straight-up criminality.
Yeah, when Michael Baldwin raises an eyebrow at your ethical choices, you know you're pretty far out there.
Right, but Amanda's justification is really key here. She says something like, sometimes you got to work in gray areas for the greater good.
Okay, that's a leap. This isn't really a gray area, is it? It's felony territory. But she's framing it as
Right.
a necessary evil to take down Victor.
It seems like it. It's this rationalization that allows them to see themselves not just as criminals seeking profit or revenge, but as agents of, well, some kind of corporate justice, dismantling the big bad empire.
It lets them feel okay about throwing their professional ethics out the window for the greater good, and probably a massive payout.
A potent combination. And Michael, of course, he's not really objecting to the crime itself. He's just maybe surprised by Amanda's readiness.
Right. He quickly reassures everyone, hey, I know how to bend the law. I worked for Victor. He knows how to operate in these shady zones.
His presence is supposed to be a sign that they can manage the legal risk, even though the plan itself is fundamentally illegal. He brings that experience.
But isn't Michael's history the single biggest problem here? His long, deep loyalty to Victor. The sources flag him as the main double agent risk.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
the elephant in the room, or the train car. Decades as Victor's right-hand man. The odds that he wouldn't warn Victor seem, well, pretty low.
Which leads to the huge strategic question for Kane. Does he know this? Does he expect Michael to betray them?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is Kane playing an even deeper game here? Is he using Michael deliberately? Feeding him bad information, maybe?
Like telling Michael they're hitting Newman Enterprises when the real target is Jabot, or giving him the wrong launch time, using the expected betrayal as part of the plan.
It's possible. That would be incredibly high-risk, high-reward play. You'd have to predict exactly how and when Michael would talk to Victor and how Victor would react. Get it right, and Victor's looking the wrong way when the real attack happens.
Get it wrong.
Get it wrong, and Michael gives Victor the exact information he needs to maybe block the AI or brace for impact. It could blow up the whole operation.
Or is Kane just being naive? Has he actually been fooled by Michael pretending to be on board? Is he walking into a trap?
That's the other possibility. Maybe Kane thinks Michael's desire for revenge or money outweighs his old loyalties. It's a massive blind spot if that's the case.
And this whole dynamic comes to a head almost immediately after that meeting, doesn't it? The team leaves, and who shows up?
Victor Newman himself. Dramatic entrance, right onto Kane's train car, which suggests Victor already suspects something's up. Maybe Michael already tipped him off, or maybe it's just Victor's usual paranoia.
And he doesn't waste time. He hits Kane with that ultimatum. Are you in or are you out?
Cuts right through everything.
Yeah.
He's trying to force Kane's hand right now, before whatever's brewing actually happens.
So what's the in or out refer to? Is it a new offer from Victor?
Could be. Maybe Victor's proposing they team up, target Jack Abbott together perhaps, take down Jabot. That would be a tempting legal alternative for Kane.
Or is it the old threat resurfacing? The blackmail?
That seems very likely too. The story about Kane's father, Colin Atkinson, supposedly conning someone out of the inheritance that funded Kane's company, Arabesque.
Right, that would destroy Kane's family legacy. So Victor's saying, give me the AI program, cooperate with me, or I release this information.
That feels very Victor, using personal leverage against a business threat.
And Kane hesitates. He says he'll think about it, which Victor immediately rejects.
Yeah, Victor knows time is critical. He says, basically, decide now. When I leave this train, the offer's gone. Total pressure.
So Kane's paused there. What do we make of that? Is he genuinely torn? Is the blackmail threat that powerful? Is he actually considering flipping sides to protect his family?
It's hard to read. He seems to consider it. But if his own AI attack is literally minutes from launching, that pause makes no sense. Unless
it's an act. Unless he's just playing for time, letting Victor think he's considering it, while the plan, maybe including feeding Victor bad info via Michael, is already rolling forward.
it would be the ultimate bluff. Keeping Victor occupied, uncertain, right up until the last second. It's a high-stakes poker game. Kane has the tech ace up his sleeve. Victor has the personal blackmail card. Whoever plays their hand best and manages the potential double agent
Wins everything. Or loses spectacularly.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit from the corporate chess match, let's look at the immediate human mess this is creating. Specifically, the fallout from Kane kicking Billy off the team.
Right. Kane told Phyllis, Billy's gonna be fine. Famous last words. How wrong was that prediction?
About as wrong as you can get. Kane's assessment that Billy was too emotional, it was proven right almost instantly. Billy completely spirals.
Throws a tantrum at home, apparently, just consumed by this need to be involved in taking Victor down.
And he doesn't keep it private. He actually goes and crashes Kane's meeting, storms into the train car yelling about being excluded.
So much for operational security.
Exactly. He's contaminating the very environment Kane was trying to protect by keeping him out.
And his argument is just, wow. The irony is incredible.
Isn't it? He's furious that Kane kept Phyllis on the team but kicked him out. Him, the guy with the deepest grudge against Victor. He's basically yelling that Kane doesn't know what he's doing.
While actively demonstrating why Kane was right, his outburst, the lack of control, the emotional reaction, it validates Kane's decision completely.
100%. He is the living embodiment of the wild card Kane wanted to avoid. It's a perfect, if tragic, example of a self-fulfilling prophecy. His reaction proves he couldn't be trusted with the plan.
And this chaos doesn't stay contained with Billy, does it? It spills over, directly impacting Sally Spectra.
Oh, absolutely. The consequences hit Sally hard. She's the one who has to deliver some truly terrible news to her colleague, Audra Charles.
What's the news?
The company they were pouring everything into, Abbottcom, it's dead before it even really started. And they're both jobless because of it.
And not because of market forces or, regular business failure?
No, because Billy Abbott killed it. Voluntarily.
That's the real kicker, isn't it? The betrayal. Because Billy had told Sally something different initially.
He totally misled her. He blamed Jack Abbott, said Jack pulled the funding, made Jack the bad guy.
But Sally finds out the truth.
Yeah, she hears it from Jack and Diane. The real story was that Billy, obsessed with his chancellor ambitions and his victor vendetta, actually told Jack, go ahead, take the money back. He actively scuttled their company.
Wow. So he didn't just let it die, he pushed it off the cliff. He sacrificed Sally's career, Audra's career, their whole project.
For his own personal war and his risky corporate maneuvering. It's incredibly selfish when you think about the trust Sally had placed in him, both personally and professionally.
And how does Billy react when Sally presumably confronts him with this? Does he apologize? Show any remorse?
Not according to the sources. Instead, he gets defensive. He gets salty, as they put it,
Salty? About what?
about Sally telling Jack about the AI software. The very secret Kane kicked Billy out for being too unstable to handle.
Wait, so Billy's mad at Sally for leaking a secret he wasn't even supposed to know anymore because he got himself kicked off the team.
Apparently so. He accuses her of not thinking about him. It's just staggering.
The lack of self-awareness is profound. Sally was trying to salvage things, trying to understand what was going on, maybe even help him. Then he blames her.
It confirms everything about his current state. His emotions are driving every single decision, corporate or personal, and he can't take any responsibility when things go wrong.
So the bottom line is crystal clear here. Billy prioritized revenge and a risky power play over Sally's entire future. He threw away everything she was working for.
Treated her career like collateral damage. And the analysis in the sources is pretty blunt about the likely outcome.
Let me guess. Sally's done.
It looks that way. The prediction is she might be done with Billy for good. Why would she stick around after that kind of betrayal? He risked everything she had.
So not only are Sally and Audra jobless.
They may both be single, too. The personal cost of Billy's actions is immediate and devastating.
It really highlights that theme, doesn't it? Kane's plan might be all about cold, calculated tech, but the real damage, the immediate destruction, comes from raw, uncontrolled human emotion. Billy's emotion in this case.
Exactly. The human element is still the most unpredictable and maybe the most destructive variable in the whole equation.
Okay, let's shift focus now. We've seen the corporate war, the personal fallout in Genoa City, but there's also this move towards Los Angeles, a whole new setting, a new storyline kicking off.
That's right. And it seems to start with Claire Grace Newman and her need for some space.
What's going on with her?
Well, things are strained with Kyle Abbott. The sources say she's looking for breathing room. She feels like Kyle keeps pressuring her, not giving her the space she asked for to think about where they stand.
Okay, so there's tension there, an opening for someone else.
Precisely. Enter Holden Novak. We know he has a big crush on Claire. And he sees this situation, her needing distance.
And he makes a pretty dramatic offer.
A very dramatic offer. He basically asks her, how does 2,000 miles of distance sound? He suggests she come with him to Los Angeles.
Wow. Just pack up and go to LA. Is she tempted?
The sources say she seems tempted, yeah. It looks like a real escape route from the pressure she's feeling from Kyle.
Is Holden just going for a visit? Or is there more to his LA trip?
It's actually quite strategic on his part. He's going there to sell off some property, some holdings he has there.
Okay.
And the reason he's selling them. So he can relocate permanently to Genoa City, settle down for good.
Ah, interesting. So he offers Claire distance now, but signals he plans to be closer later. That's clever.
It is. And Claire apparently seems happy about the idea of him moving to Genoa City eventually, which tells you he's definitely a contender in her mind.
Meanwhile, Kyle must be freaking out.
You bet. He wants Holden gone far away. He sees the threat clearly. Holden is offering Claire exactly what Kyle isn't giving her space.
So if Claire actually goes to LA with Holden, that could be the end for her and Kyle, at least for now.
The sources suggest it could be really bad for her and Kyle's future. It could be the thing that triggers a real break. The analysis is that she's inching farther from Kyle and closer to Holden. They mean Holden and might just cut Kyle loose. A break, maybe a permanent one.
Okay, so Claire's personal drama is kind of the vehicle to get us to LA. But this isn't just about her relationship, right? The show is setting up something bigger there.
Much bigger. It's described as a big LA story, even a dark LA storyline.
Dark? Why dark? Does it connect back to anything?
That's the question. The sources say it may or may not tie back to some past stuff involving Audra, Holden, and maybe Tucker McCall from their time in LA years ago.
Ah, okay. So potential old secrets, maybe shady business deals from back then. That could definitely get dark.
Exactly. If they pull on those old threads, especially anything involving Tucker or how Audra climbed the ladder, Yeah, it could get complicated and messy.
And they're bringing in new faces for this LA arc. It sounds like a serious investment.
Definitely. We know Lucas Adams is coming in as a new Noah Newman.
Okay, Noah Newman. That gives a family connection. Why is he in LA?
He's opening a new nightclub there,
Oh.
which, is a classic soap opera setting. Lots of potential for drama, conflict, secrets exchanged in dark corners.
Sure, a nightclub brings everyone together. Who else is new?
Tamara Braun is joining as a completely new character, Sienna Beale. And Matt Cohen is coming in as Detective Burrow.
A detective. Okay, that confirms the dark angle. There's going to be crime involved if they're bringing in law enforcement.
Seems unavoidable. Detective Burrow's presence strongly suggests criminal activity will be central to this storyline. Sienna Beale. Well, as a new character, she could be anything. A rival for Noah, someone tied to Holden's past, a source of conflict for sure.
And then there's the big mystery casting, Roger Howarth.
Yeah, in a mystery role. Given his track record playing really impactful characters, you have to assume this is a major part. Probably not just a supporting player, could be the main antagonist, or someone with deep, hidden connections to everyone else.
So it's a big buildup. How do the Genoa City regulars get pulled into this initially?
Nick and Sharon Newman are heading out to L.A. for Noah's nightclub opening. That's the initial bridge. It gets core characters into this new environment right away.
So looking at the big picture, this LA storyline serves a few purposes then. It gets Claire away from Kyle.
Gives her that breathing room, maybe ends that relationship.
It introduces a whole new set of characters and potential conflicts, maybe dredges up some past secrets.
Right, freshens things up, expands the world, adds that crime element with the detective.
And it probably gives the audience a bit of a break from the intensity of the Victor Kane AI war back in Genoa City.
Yeah, it's a pressure release valve, narratively speaking. But, eventually, whatever happens in L.A. is going to boomerang back and impact everyone in Genoa City. These things always reconnect.
Always do. It's a smart way to broaden the canvas while planting seeds for future drama back home.
Yeah.
Hashtag tag outro.
So we've covered a lot today. From weaponized AI designed for corporate sabotage.
To the absolute mess Billy Abbott's making of his own life and everyone else's around him.
Yeah, quite the spectrum.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, maybe we should quickly recap the main takeaways.
Good idea. What are the essentials you think people should hold on to from all this?
Okay, I think three things really stand out. First, there's this whole new way corporate battles are being fought, using this advanced tech, this sort of ghost code, specifically designed to frame people internally and make the attacker invisible. That's a huge shift.
Right, the strategy of perfect built-in deniability. Second point.
Second, the, let's say, moral gymnastics of the lawyers involved, Amanda and Michael. They're basically signing up for major crimes, but justifying it with this idea of the greater good, plus leaning on their past experience in Victor's ethically gray world.
Yeah, the willingness to cross very bright legal lines. And the third takeaway.
The third is how fragile even the most sophisticated plan is when you factor in the human element. Kane's tech might be brilliant, but Billy's out-of-control emotions, that's what causes immediate, tangible destruction. Losing Sally her job, wrecking their relationship. The tech plan hasn't even launched yet, but the human damage is already done.
That's a really crucial point. The tech might be the weapon, but human behavior is the trigger, and often the shrapnel.
Well put. Which kind of leads to a final thought, something for you to maybe chew on. It connects that tech perfection back to the ethical issues.
Okay, leave us with something provocative.
All right. So if this AI attack works as planned, if it's perfectly disguised to look like an inside job, something the victim company did to itself, who really holds the power in that scenario? Is it Kane, the guy who launched the invisible weapon? Or is it the victim who's now trapped, unable to prove they didn't self-destruct?
Because if you can't prove you were attacked.
You look guilty. The technology is designed to erase the crime itself, or at least erase the real criminal. The power shifts completely to the person behind the code because they've made accountability impossible for the target. The victim carries the burden of proving innocence against fabricated internal evidence.
That's a pretty chilling implication for how these kinds of battles could be fought in the future. Technology erasing not just data, but truth itself.
Exactly. A terrifying thought, really. Makes you wonder where things go from here.
It certainly does. A compelling and, chilling thought to end on. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for tuning in with us.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are cutting through the noise today, really zeroing in on the core strategies, those critical compromises, and honestly, the escalating warfare defining the corporate landscape right now.
It's definitely heating up.
It really is. This is a fascinating look into a world where revenge isn't just personal, it's become the entire heavily funded business model. It makes you think.
Hmm.
Well, today we have to ask ourselves and ask you listening, if you were guaranteed a massive payoff, how far would you actually go? How much illegal, weaponized tech would you deploy to make sure your hands stay clean?
That question, it perfectly captures the high-stakes environment in Genoa City right now. It's intense.
Completely.
Our sources today, they're really focused on the immediate, volatile results of these escalating corporate conflicts. It gives us an advanced look at who's cutting deals with the devil, so to speak, and who is about to walk right into a perfect ambush.
Okay, so what's our mission here?
Right, our mission is clear.
Yeah.
We are going to deeply analyze 3 interconnected crises. First, there's the impending, almost nuclear showdown between Victor Newman and Kane Ashby.
The big one.
The big one. Then the immediate and very costly personal fallout, especially, for those who dare to trust the wrong strategist.
Always happens.
And finally, there's this dramatic strategic geographical shift. We've got several key players exiting the city, heading west.
Okay, interesting. It feels less like a corporate environment sometimes and more like a massive armed standoff where everyone's holding some kind of sophisticated technological weapon.
That's not far off, actually.
So we're going to distill these essential strategies. Look at the, jaw-dropping ethical flexibility of the key allies involved. And yes, we are looking at you, lawyers.
Oh, definitely.
And dissect the relationship dynamics that are just about to snap under all this immense corporate pressure.
There's a lot of pressure.
This deep dive is really about understanding how to weaponize technology and maybe how to turn your friends into either liabilities or unwitting double agents.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this. Let's jump right into the strategic center of the storm.
Okay, so the defining element of this whole conflict is just the sheer audacity, right?
Yeah.
And the scale of Kane Ashby's response to Victor Newman.
It's bold.
It really is.
Yeah.
We are looking at a classic corporate war scenario, sure, but it's being fought with completely modern, camouflaged weaponry. And what's absolutely fascinating here is the irony of the simultaneous aggression.
Exactly. Our sources detail Victor's parallel scheme. Now, Victor, operating in his usual sort of predictable manner.
Right.
He's been making calls, promising his targets, Billy, Kane, and Jack, that he's going to take all of them down, all at once, using his traditional heavy-handed financial and, legal leverage.
He thinks he's in control.
Victor believes he is the one dictating the terms of engagement, as always.
And this is where Kane delivers the perfect counterpunch. Because Kane's response, it isn't about defending himself against Victor's anticipated strike. No. It's a massive, preemptive escalation.
Something Victor can't see coming.
Something Victor cannot possibly be prepared for. Kane tells Amanda Sinclair they are moving forward with their original, highly illegal plan.
Okay.
Launching simultaneous, coordinated attacks on every major company in town.
Wow.
Using what the sources vaguely, but pretty ominously, describe as a sketchy AI program.
Let's pause on the sheer scale of this. Because Victor, he's preparing, a triple-pronged attack on a few key individuals.
Right. Targeted.
But Kane is poised to execute an assault that targets the financial stability of the entire region. The reports strongly suggest that while both sides are getting ready to strike at the same moment, Victor will be the one who's completely blindsided.
Yeah.
He's looking for the enemy in the traditional boardroom, maybe.
Exactly. But Kane is attacking the digital infrastructure itself.
That's the danger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Relying on the old playbook.
It is. Victor anticipates a visible counterstrike. A lawsuit, a hostile takeover bid, maybe some public humiliation.
His usual toolkit.
Right. He is not prepared for a massive systemic technology hack that's designed to look like a series of internal failures. Kane is exploiting Victor's maybe technological arrogance.
You think?
I think so. Assuming the Newmans have invested heavily in financial security, sure, but maybe not in sophisticated digital counterintelligence, the kind that can identify a camouflaged AI threat.
So this move isn't just financial.
No, it's a direct strike at the credibility of Victor's empire. It suggests his companies are incompetent or, worse, compromised from within.
Ouch. Okay, but before he can launch this citywide digital assault, Kane has to make a critical personnel decision.
He does.
Which is the dramatic exclusion of Billy Abbott.
Yeah, this was bound to happen, wasn't it?
Seems like it. Kane has officially cut Billy loose from Team Rebellion.
And we have to analyze this move purely from a strategic perspective, right? Kane's justification is ruthless, but you could argue it's entirely rational.
Okay, what is it?
Billy was simply too emotional about his vendetta against Victor. That's the quote. Kane rightly described him as a wild card.
Carrying too much emotional baggage. I think I saw that too.
Exactly. So in a surgical, high-tech operation that relies on timing and discretion, Billy is an active liability.
He's unpredictable.
Highly. And therefore, he had to go.
Simple as that for Kane. But this decision immediately causes friction, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Phyllis Summers, who is importantly still part of the conspiracy,
Right.
she expresses immediate concern. How is Billy, the notoriously volatile player, going to react to being pushed out, especially knowing how desperately he wanted in on taking Victor down?
He's not going to take it well.
Probably not. But Kane, focused entirely on operational security, just dismisses her worry completely, says Billy will be fine.
That sounds dangerous.
It is. This is arguably the most profoundly dangerous strategic oversight in the entire plan, underestimating Billy's capacity for self-destructive revenge and, well, emotional chaos.
Yeah, fine is probably the last thing Billy will be.
Well, Kane is prioritizing the integrity of the mission over the collateral damage to his relationships. It seems clear. The massive payoff hinges on secrecy and precision, something Billy, with his uncontrollable outbursts, simply cannot guarantee.
So the choice is cold.
Very cold. Remove the emotional variable that could compromise a potentially colossal payout and an attack designed to cripple the entire opposition.
Which moves us into the actual planning stage then. Kane's command meeting and the bright red legal flags, they all seem to just ignore.
Right. So Kane and Amanda, they bring together their core team, Phyllis and Michael Baldwin.
Michael Baldwin. Interesting.
Very. And the start of the meeting is almost comical, really. It highlights the human element trying to function amidst pure criminality. Michael and Phyllis arrive bickering.
Seriously?
Yeah, which is exactly the kind of petty human distraction Kane cannot afford right now. He silences them, tells them to hush it up until they assure their new boss they can get along.
A bit tense.
This trivial squabble serves as a bizarre counterpoint to the severity of the crime they're about to kick off.
And the severity is immediately laid out. No beating around the bush.
No. Kane doesn't hide the stakes. He explicitly warns Michael that the plan involves breaking some laws.
Wow. Just straight up.
Straight up. There is no ambiguity here. This is not some gray area investment strategy. This is explicit law breaking. But then he deploys the central defense mechanism.
The technology.
The technological shield. He promises them none of them will get in trouble. They won't be held accountable. They won't have dirty hands.
How can he promise that?
This brings us to the crucial technical analysis of the AI. Kane explains that the technology is designed to make the hack look like it's coming from within the targeted company.
Within. So not an external attack.
Exactly. It's not just an external firewall breach.
Oh.
It's described as a deep insertion that actually fabricates forensic evidence.
What fabricates it?
Yeah. The AI executes the attack and simultaneously generates a fake digital footprint. We're talking timestamps, internal login credentials, network activity, all pointing the finger directly at an innocent internal employee. Or, even more nefariously, makes it look like a systemic failure that originates from the victim's own incompetence.
Wow. Okay. So Kane is selling them a crime where the blame is perfectly transferable. A digital framing mechanism.
That's exactly what it is.
It's genius in a terrifying way.
Yeah.
But it requires absolute faith
Yeah.
in that technological camouflage.
Complete faith. Kane frames the risk by saying, executing the plan won't be easy, but the payoff is going to be huge.
And when you promise both digital immunity and a massive reward.
You create a powerful incentive structure for ethically flexible allies, don't you?
You certainly do.
And the involvement of two legal professionals, Amanda Sinclair and Michael Baldwin, in a conspiracy explicitly designed to break laws and frame innocent people. I mean, that's a deep dive into professional ethical decay right there.
It really is. We are observing lawyers operating not just in some kind of gray area.
Not at all.
They're using their knowledge of legal vulnerabilities to execute a perfect black market crime.
And Michael Baldwin, despite his history as Victor's longtime fixer, he expresses surprise. The source highlights his genuine shock that a fellow lawyer, Amanda Sinclair, is seemingly on board with the criminality.
So maybe Michael sees a difference here. Like, his past work for Victor was bending rules, but this is shattering them.
That's what it suggests. This feels different, more overtly illegal, perhaps. But Amanda, she has a ready justification, doesn't she?
She does. She counters with that classic philosophical defense of the ethically dubious strategist.
Which is?
Sometimes you got to work in gray areas for the greater good.
Ah, the greater good. Which, of course, in this context means the collective takedown of Victor Newman.
And let's be honest.
And, let's be honest, an enormous financial benefit for the conspirators themselves.
It's a very convenient narrative, isn't it, to justify highly destructive behavior.
Extremely convenient. And Michael, the ultimate gray area survivor, he assures the team he's up to the task.
So he gets over his shot quickly.
Seems so. Having worked for Victor for so long in that gray area, Michael assures them he knows precisely how to bend the law.
Okay, but let's analyze this difference for a second. Michael's expertise is in navigating the legal system, right? Manipulation, loopholes.
Yes, litigation, settlements.
But this AI is designed to bypass the forensic system entirely.
That's a crucial point. Michael's job here isn't to defend them in court later. It's to trust that the AI ensures the system never identifies the real perpetrator in the first place.
So his comfort zone might not actually apply here.
It might not. His comfort zone is high-stakes litigation, perhaps, not digital counterintelligence. And this reliance on the AI, combined with Michael's, let's face it, history,
Leads right to the big vulnerability.
directly, the single most precarious vulnerability of Kane's entire operation, the double agent problem. The source material immediately flags Michael Baldwin as the primary risk, notes he may warn of Victor.
Of course he might. It's Michael Baldwin.
Right. It seems almost inevitable.
So this is the moment where the stakes jump from high to potentially catastrophic. Does Kane genuinely trust Michael? I mean, really?
Or is Kane playing a much deeper, more dangerous game? Is it possible he's so savvy that he is deliberately using Michael
How?
to funnel false information back to Victor, setting up a fake launch date or making Victor defend an asset that Kane has no intention of actually attacking?
Yeah, that would be a power move.
That would be the absolute epitome of high-risk, high-reward counterintelligence. If Kane anticipated Michael's predictable loyalty shift, because let's face it, Michael has always served Victor when push comes to shove,
True.
then incorporating him could be a brilliant, subtle move to distract Victor while the real AI attack launches undetected. That false sense of complicity could buy Kane the precious hours he needs.
But what if Kane's been fooled? What if he's just trusting Michael?
That's the nightmare scenario for Kane.
What if he allowed Michael in based on a superficial promise of financial gain, and Michael's immediately picked up the phone and called Victor?
Then the entire AI attack, the simultaneous coordinated assault, would be compromised before it even started.
Victor could shore up his defenses. Or worse.
Or even potentially turn the AI against its users if he knew it was coming. The viability of this entire massive plan rests on Kane's ability to read the one person who has absolutely mastered the art of playing both sides.
Michael Baldwin.
Wow.
It truly is a test of strategic foresight. And speaking of the Grandmaster himself, Victor makes his own move immediately following the conspirators' meeting,
Of course he does.
leading to Victor's dramatic ultimatum right there on the train car.
Okay, so the others leave.
Right after the others have scattered, Victor shows up, confronts Kane directly. His question is classic Victor, designed to seize control. Are you in or are you out?
He's trying to cut off Kane's initiative, pull him back into his orbit.
Exactly. Maybe before Victor even fully understands the nature or the scale of this AI threat Kane possesses.
So what's the offer? Or is it a threat?
Well, this offer is laced with both temptation and extreme threat. Could be a new enticing proposition, maybe join forces.
Or
More likely, it's the resurfacing of the old threat, the big one.
the arabesque inheritance. Precisely. Victor threatens to release information, alleging that Colin Atkinson conned a lady out of the inheritance that served as the original seed money for Arabesque.
And for the listener, this isn't just some minor issue, right? Arabesque is Kane's entire financial foundation, his legitimacy, his wealth.
Everything. Destroying that inheritance story destroys Kane entirely. It pulls the rug out from under him.
So, Victor wants the AI. That's the bottom line.
It seems clear. He is trying to seize the weapon, either to destroy it or, perhaps more dangerously, to appropriate it for his own use. Imagine Victor with that kind of tool.
Terrifying. So how does Kane react?
Well, Kane, maybe trying to calculate the odds or maybe just stall for time, says he'll think about it.
But Victor doesn't do thinking about it.
Not a chance. Victor shuts down the ambiguity instantly, issues an unmistakable ultimatum, attaching a firm deadline. You need to decide right now, because when I walk off this train, my offer to you is off the table.
Wow. Pressure's on.
That deadline forces Kane into immediate strategic action. And the ambiguity here is delicious, isn't it?
What do you mean?
The sources suggest Victor might be trying to appeal to Kane's greed. Maybe get Kane to join forces against Jack Abbott to destroy Jabot.
Oh, turn the weapon on someone else.
Exactly. Shift Kane's immense digital firepower from Victor to Victor's primary corporate rival. That would be a very Victor move. Alternatively, Kane may just be letting Victor think he's considering the offer.
Yeah.
Holding him there, distracting him.
While the AI attack is already launching.
While his counter-strategy, the AI attack, is already executing in the background, making Victor's threat completely obsolete. It's this silent battle of wills right there on the train car, and the future of the city hangs in the balance.
Okay, so while the Titans are dealing in complex AI code and high-stakes ultimatums, this strategic warfare is creating immediate, very visible casualties in the personal realm. And it starts, maybe predictably, with Billy Abbott's disastrous spiral.
Entirely predictable is right. Billy's reaction to being excluded. It confirms every single strategic concern Kane had about him. Kane needed operational stability. Billy delivered instant volatile chaos.
So what does he do?
The moment he's tossed aside, Billy throws an immediate tantrum at home. Just loses it. Can't control the rage.
Okay, typical Billy. But does he leave it there?
Oh no. Not only does he throw a tantrum, but driven by the exact emotional baggage Kane sought to avoid.
Is what?
Billy crashes the high-stakes meeting at Kane's train car. Just bursts in, yelling and screaming about his exclusion.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He compromises the secrecy of the entire group.
Completely. Just because he felt disrespected.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
What's his specific grievance?
His specific grievance is just a masterclass in emotional double standards. Billy is furious that Kane pushed him out, but, and this is key, kept Phyllis as part of the team. He's arguing Kane doesn't know what he's doing. But let's analyze the contrast here for a second.
Go ahead.
Phyllis, despite her own history of chaos, showed up to the meeting, promised operational compliance, and quieted down when told.
Okay.
Billy showed up, yelled, compromised Securita, and threw a tantrum.
Right, so his actions just prove Kane right.
Precisely. Crashing a meeting where illegal activity is being discussed provides sharp confirmation of Kane's initial assessment. Billy protests his exclusion by acting in the exact volatile manner that justified his removal in the first place.
His inability to control his emotions makes him a strategic liability.
Absolutely. Confirming Kane's diagnosis that Billy is indeed the wild card who prioritizes emotional vengeance over strategic results. Every time.
And the emotional recklessness of the men involved continues to extract a tangible professional cost from the women caught in their wake.
It always seems to, doesn't it?
Especially our leading redheads. Which brings us to Sally Spectra's devastating jobless revelation.
Yeah, this is brutal. Sally Spectra is the one who has to deliver absolutely crushing news to Audra Charles.
What's the news?
The core truth, which must have been just a terribly painful admission for Sally, is that both she and Audra are now jobless.
Both of them. Why?
Because Billy killed AbbotCom before it even got off the ground.
Billy killed it.
Well, the mechanism of their destruction is vital for you listening to understand. Billy had lied to Sally initially.
About what?
Claiming that Jack had pulled the funding for AbbotCom, making it look like an external failure, something out of his control.
Okay.
Sally then learned the truth from Jack and Diane, the real story. Billy had voluntarily told Jack, quote, "Go ahead and take back the money."
What? He didn't even fight for it.
He hadn't fought for their venture at all. He had actively sacrificed their professional future.
Hey.
Purely for his emotional revenge on Victor and this risky, ill-conceived attempt to grab Chancellor Industries.
So he used Sally and Audra's hard work, their careers, their future stability.
That's disposable chips, exactly. Just pieces in his personal game against Victor. And when the blowback inevitably hits...
Let me guess. Billy blames Sally.
Bingo. Billy immediately turns his saltiness on Sally.
For what?
That is the ultimate act of self-justification. Billy is furious at Sally because she told Jack about the AI software.
But why did you tell Jack?
Information she shared seemingly to protect Billy, or maybe try to salvage the situation by getting the responsible adults, like Jack, involved.
So she was trying to help.
Likely. But Billy throws out the accusation that she was not thinking about him, conveniently ignoring his own monumental betrayal.
Wow. The nerve.
The source material clarifies the bitter irony here and the scope of Billy's betrayal. Sally has been thinking about him, trying desperately to salvage their relationship, keep him from spiraling further.
But he didn't care.
But the reality is stark. Billy threw away everything she had risked for him, not accidentally, but deliberately. prioritizing his vendetta over their shared future.
That's devastating for Sally.
This sets the stage for what looks like the definitive end of Sally and Billy. The relationship prediction in the sources is pretty unambiguous.
What does it say?
Sally may be done with Billy for good. And frankly, can you blame her?
Not really. After witnessing him sacrifice her career, Audra's job, a whole business venture, just to feed his own emotional rage.
What possible reason does she have to stick around? The cost of his emotional volatility has just become far too high.
The collateral damage is clean and widespread then.
Very clean. Not only are both Sally and Audra jobless, having lost all their professional leverage, but the sources assert they may both be single too.
Oof. An expensive lesson in trusting a wild card.
Absolutely. Resulting in a potentially clean slate for the redheads, but one bought at the cost of Billy's catastrophic emotional failure and complete lack of strategic focus. Okay, so if the first three sections really detailed the implosion, the strategic self-destruction happening back in Genoa City,
Right.
Section 4 offers an escape route, a geographical expansion that seeks to reset personal dynamics and maybe introduce new, darker conflicts.
And this shift begins with Claire Grace Newman.
It does. She urgently needs distance.
Distance from who? Or what?
From Kyle Abbott. Claire is seeking space, significant breathing room. Her stated problem is classic relationship suffocation.
What's Kyle doing?
She says Kyle keeps pressuring her and is just not giving her the space she requested to think.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
No. Kyle's behavior here is strategically flawed, isn't it? By failing to respect her boundaries, he is creating the exact condition that will lead to her eventual departure.
He's pushing her away by trying to hold on too tight.
Precisely. He is accelerating the very outcome he dreads and stepping right into this vacuum with impeccable timing. Holden Novak, who has a very clear and very public big crush on Claire.
Okay, Holden. How does he play this?
Holden leverages this relationship pressure cooker by making a bold, literal offer that emphasizes distance. He asks Claire, quote, "How does 2,000 miles of distance sound?"
2,000 miles, he means L.A.
He wants Claire to come to L.A. with him, and the sources confirm she seems heavily tempted by the proposition. A clean break.
Why is Holden even going to L.A.?
Well, Holden's timing is curious, too. He is making this move because he is in L.A. selling off some holdings. But here's the twist.
Boy.
He's actually in the process of relocating to Genoa City to settle down for good.
Wait, really? So he's moving to GC, but wants Claire to go with him to L.A. first.
Seems that way. Claire seems happy about his intended relocation eventually, viewing him as maybe a positive force. Kyle, naturally,
Taints it.
recognizes Holden as an immediate threat and wants him gone far away before he can steal Claire.
So the implication for Claire and Kyle's relationship is significant.
Huge. If Claire heads to LA with Holden, it is clearly really bad for her and Kyle's future. The sources suggest Claire is visibly inching farther from Kyle and closer to Holden.
So this geographical break, it's like a mechanism for a soft breakup.
Could be. A substantial break that allows her to cut Kyle loose permanently, or at least for a while. Distance is being used as a critical narrative weapon here.
Interesting. And this personal relationship drama coincides with something bigger.
It does. A massive creative shift for the entire show, it seems, setting the stage for a new, extended LA arc.
An LA storyline. What do we know about it?
The production is gearing up for what is described as a big LA story and, more ominously, a dark LA storyline.
Dark. Okay. Why the shift?
Well, this expansion seems strategically necessary for several reasons. First, it allows characters like Claire to reset their priorities away from the daily drama of Genoa City. Get some perspective.
Makes sense.
Second, it creates an opportunity to potentially tie back into old, unresolved conflicts. The sources specifically mention that this may or may not connect back to past events involving Audra, Holden, and Tucker McCall in L.A. years ago.
Ah, so digging up old dirt.
Implying that the new storyline has deep roots, yes. And crucially, this arc is the launchpad for a flood of new faces, new energy. That will eventually complicate the lives of our Genoa City players.
New characters.
We have confirmed new characters coming in. Lucas Adams is stepping in as the new Noah Newman.
Okay, Noah's back.
Tamara Braun is joining in a new key role as Sienna Beale.
Sienna Beale.
Matt Cohen is a new hire, playing Detective Burrow.
A detective. Okay, that immediately suggests legal or criminal implications for this LA arc.
Doesn't it? And the high-stakes mystery continues with Roger Howarth coming in a mystery role.
A mystery role. Wow. This sounds like the LA storyline will be complex and significant then.
Definitely signals that. potentially introducing a long-term rival or a source of major conflict that transcends the corporate feuds currently dominating Genoa City.
And how do the existing characters connect?
Well, we also have the parental units heading west. Nick and Sharon Neiman are going to LA
Why them?
because Noah is opening a new nightclub there, so that provides the family connection.
Okay. So it ensures that whatever dark secrets or conflicts unfold in LA.
They will inevitably tie back into the core families of Genoa City. It's not a completely separate world.
Right. So as we synthesize this geographical shift, we see the LA trip functioning on two critical levels. One, it's a necessary cooling off period and physical break for Claire, letting her relationship with Kyle either die or be radically redefined by Holden's presence.
Yeah, gives her space to make a choice.
And two,
And two, it is a deliberate and ambitious launchpad for complex new characters and these potentially dark storylines by introducing characters like Detective Burrow and this new Sienna Beale.
they're setting up new kinds of conflict.
Exactly. Conflicts likely criminal or deeply personal that will be utterly foreign to the corporate warfare dominating Genoa City right now. This means that when these LA conflicts inevitably spill back east,
Victor and Kane's sophisticated AI warfare might seem small.
it might be entirely overshadowed by human drama, criminal investigations, things they just cannot calculate for or control with technology.
The strategy is fascinating then. Fight a corporate war with AI back home. Fight an emotional war with reckless tantrums.
And use 2,000 miles of distance to launch the next major external threat from LA.
This is where the landscape gets truly unpredictable. Hashtag El Anale Outro.
So to summarize our deep dive today, we've really zeroed in on three crucial insights that are currently shaping the trajectory of, well, everyone involved back in Genoa City.
Okay, what's number one?
First, we analyze that advanced corporate strategy. Kane's reliance on a sophisticated AI. One designed not just to execute a hack, but to perfectly camouflage the external attack and actually fabricate evidence to frame internal players.
Chilling stuff. Second, we examine the extreme ethical flexibility of key allies, specifically the lawyers Amanda Sinclair and Michael Baldwin. They seem willing to navigate outright criminality, leveraging their knowledge of the legal system to try and ensure the AI creates a risk-free crime, all under the banner of the greater good. And of course, a massive payout.
Always the payout. And finally, we saw the immediate, total personal destruction caused by Billy Abbott's emotional recklessness. He confirmed Kane's diagnosis by blowing the operational security, didn't he?
He really did.
And in doing so, he cost both Sally and Audra their entire professional futures, all because he prioritized emotional vengeance over strategic stability. Again.
It is definitely a period defined by weaponized technology and, frankly, a terrifying lack of accountability for the powerful few.
And that technological lack of accountability leads us right to our final provocative thought for you to consider.
Okay, leave us with this.
Kane is relying entirely on a piece of technology designed not just to commit a crime, but to erase the digital evidence of the external source.
Right, the camouflage.
So, if this AI attack is perfectly camouflaged to look like an internal systemic failure or an inside job,
Damn.
who truly holds the power? Is it Kane, the initial hacker who knows he is innocent? Or is it the victim, Victor or Jack, who cannot prove they are innocent because all the digital evidence points directly inward towards them?
Wow.
The biggest danger in this new technological warfare isn't just the attack itself, it's the perfect fabrication of the evidence that follows. It creates a world where the victim is effectively guilty until they can prove their innocence.
A proof that technology has made digitally impossible to find.
Exactly. Digitally impossible.
A truly terrifying prospect for the future of corporate conflict indeed. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.